Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at two of Volvo's SUV offerings, the subcompact XC40 and the compact XC60. Both are excellent choices. It just depends on what you need and want in your next vehicle. The one on the left actually does belong to my mom, and I can talk about some of the reasons that she chose it, as well as why it is a very popular vehicle. So I want to start out with the XC40 first. This specifically is a T5 all-wheel drive R design, and she does have the Polestar optimization that gives it a little bit more horsepower and torque in the low and mid ranges. Her vehicle is the Thunder Gray Metallic, and this does have the black roof, which is a signature feature of the R design, as well as the all-black front grille and black door mirrors. So it's a very striking looking car. The black top definitely makes it look unique, understanding that a lot of vehicles do come with that now. And this also comes with the standard 19-inch wheels with Michelin Primacy MX M4 tires that have been quite decent in all weather that they have been exposed to so far. So in terms of styling, I would say the XC40 definitely looks a little bit cooler, whereas the XC60 might look a little bit more of a mature choice. So let's hop inside and check out the interior. So apologies, this is a little bit dirty from a recent road trip back to Florida. On the XC40 R designs, you do have only one interior color option, and that is this black interior or charcoal with the nubuck leather. I still do think it looks very good. It's very fitting with the R design with the white stitching, and you also do have these manual seat extensions up in the front, which are nice to have. This also has the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system, which sounds very good in this car. It is 600 watts and I believe 14 speakers. So as we hop on inside, this does have Volvo's Sensus touchscreen navigation proprietary system. So to start this vehicle up, you put your foot on the brake and you actually tap a start-stop button here rather than a turn knob in the center. Right. So what you're hearing in this car is Volvo's very common 2-liter 4-cylinder. This has 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque in this application. The XC40 with T5 with the Polestar optimization does bump horsepower and torque slightly. Horsepower goes up to 251, but torque goes up to 295, and that's definitely something that's noted in this car. Some niceties that you get in the R design, you do get paddle shifters, albeit these have been deleted in later years. This is a model year 20, as well as the nice 3-spoke steering wheel and the R design badging as well. You include inductive charging in the interior, and you also do have this shift-by-wire 8-speed automatic transmission that works quite well. Just put your foot on the brake and tap back. The vehicle will go into drive, tap twice to go into reverse. You do have a very clear backup camera there as well. And then to go into park, just tap right there. Other nice features that this car has, good size center console, as well as a removable trash bin. Very handy here. And despite its small size, it has quite the roomy interior. You could comfortably fit 4 adults in here without issue. And you also do have this lovely panoramic sunroof up top. So the shade does fully retract, and then the roof does open about halfway. In the interest of time, I won't open it, but I just wanted to show you that it really is a nice place to spend some time. The Harman Kardon stereo system is quite good. One thing to note, this is the top option in the XC40. There is no Bowers & Wilkins sound system. So as we get here into the back seat, don't mind the clutter. Again, good amount of space, albeit it is set for someone probably with a 5'9" driving position, myself. So good amount of space here, as well as footroom in the back. You do have power folding headrests in the back, which are nice, and these seats do fold 60/40. And in later models, you could get heated rear seats, and these would be included in the back with these vents, and you also do have vents along the doors. As we pop to the rear, You can take a look at the cargo space, which is still more than sufficient. The biggest difference between the XC40 and the XC60 is the XC40 is about 10 inches shorter. So the cabin space itself is fairly similar. It's really just the cargo space that's a little bit smaller. That being said, it's not lacking in any way. There's more than enough space for whatever you might need to throw back here. Seats do fold 60/40, and you have a ski pass-through as well. And you do have this privacy cover included. So we'll close this. And again, this is the T5 R-Design all-wheel drive with Polestar. So let's go ahead and shut that off. So I would say the XC40 will get points for styling, as it is a little bit more youthful of a vehicle. It is also much easier to park, and it is a little bit more fun to drive, and the fact that it is a little bit lighter on its feet. So in terms of the style and easiness to park and I guess eagerness to drive, I would say the XC40 would be the right choice for you if those are your priorities. That being said, we can't overlook the XC60. So this is a 2022 XC60 B5 inscription, and notice I said B5, not T5. So this is a new mild hybrid motor from Volvo that replaces the T5 and will slowly be trickling through the rest of the lineup. You do have a 247 horsepower 4-cylinder, a 2-liter of course, and it is turbocharged, 258 pound-feet of torque, and that is helped out by a 48-volt battery, and that results in a 13 horsepower integrated starter motor that does give this car a little bit more pep off the line, if you will, and it also does smoothen out the start-stop transition at stoplights. So this is finished off in the beautiful denim blue metallic, one of my favorite Volvo color combos. And this does have the amber interior. And the amber interior is only available on the inscription trim levels in both the XC40 and XC60. One exclusive feature for the XC60 is going to be these ventilated seats. XC40s do not have that available, so if you want ventilated seats, an XC60 will be the vehicle for you. So let's hop inside. This vehicle is slightly wider and slightly taller than the XC40, but like I said, the XC40 will not feel cramped, but you do have a little more space in here. And to start this one up, put your foot on the brake, turn the start-stop knob here to the right, and the vehicle will start up. As I mentioned before, that is that 2-liter turbocharged mild hybrid engine, starting up. And one other distinct difference for the XC40 and XC60 is currently for 2022, the XC60 is running the Google Automotive Services, which you can see here, whereas the XC40 is still running Volvo Census. So there are two differences between, those are two significant differences between the vehicles. You do have Google Maps integration with the Google Automotive Services, which is fantastic. You also do have this updated screen in the middle that does provide a lot of great information for your driving. And you can also get Google Maps here in the center. A distinct difference between the XC40 and XC60 is that this XC60 has the graphical heads-up display. At this moment, you cannot get a heads-up display in the XC60. So if the heads-up display is something that you would want, this would be your vehicle choice. Another note, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are not quite yet available for the XC60. So if that is something that you do need right now, that may be worth taking a look at the XC40. That being said, this XC60 has a beautifully crafted interior. You have these heated and ventilated multi-adjustment front seats, which are absolutely comfortable. I just took a road trip in them. And then this does have the upgraded $3,200 Bowers & Wilkins sound system. If nothing else, it's fantastic to look at and has an amazing sound quality that will rival any of the other sound systems that you might find in a Mercedes, a BMW, or a Jaguar. It's really the best sound system in a car under $100,000. If we hop into the back seat, it is similar to an XC40. You do have slightly more space back here, so if you do have small children that are in car seats, the XC60 could be a little bit better of a choice. You also do have the option to get booster cushions on the outboard seats. So if you have a child that is of that age and you do want to have the integrated booster cushions, the XC60 would be your choice. As we come into the back, let's take a look at the storage space here. The XC60 does have a slightly larger cargo area. I apologize, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but this vehicle is about 10 inches longer, so that really is all noticed in the cargo area. Just like the XC40, the seats do fold 60/40 with a ski pass-through. This specific one does not have the luggage cover, but that is something available as a port installed or dealer installed accessory. And both vehicles do have a power operated tailgate. So really the biggest differences are mostly, it depends on what your priorities are in these vehicles. The XC40, I think, looks a little bit cooler with that black roof, and it's a breeze to park. So in urban settings, this could be the right fit for you. If you want something a little bit more mature and you're willing to spend a little bit more money to get some upgraded features, as the XC60 includes things like the heads-up display, those ventilated and multi-adjustable front seats, and the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. If those are all must-haves, then I would consider going with the XC60. But truthfully, you really can't go wrong with either of these. It really just depends what you're willing to spend and what you're willing to prioritize. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. Thank you.